Good Thursday to you. It's going to be a pretty nice day. We get some clouds around. Highs get up into the mid and upper 80s. Maybe a touch of humidity, maybe a shower late in the day or even overnight. But tomorrow's when the rain will move in. So today we just look for, like I say, kind of partly cloudy skies. Going into Friday here, we will see an increase of moisture and some showers around during the day. Maybe not a washout all day long, but some showers definitely moving in. And then into Saturday, even more rain. This low track originally was looking much more further south. We'll have to see if it adjusts any at all. But so the more steady rain has shifted to the north for Saturday. So the amount of rain we get, hopefully an inch, but we'll have to see exactly how this pans out over Saturday as it does try to then shift through to the south. Since it's up probably with an okay Sunday, a little bit of easterly flow here off the ocean may bring us some clouds, maybe a shower during the day on Sunday with that little low kind of down to the south. But then we start to get things to shift. So by Tuesday, the high shifts off the coast, and we start to get this southerly draw, southerly winds, and a very strong high pressure that's in the upper atmosphere down to the surface. And so we get into this heated pattern because this high is a warm, hot one here. Bringing in very warm weather around the periphery of this high. At times, some showers and storms form. But this high and this heat is just going to continue to build in. These heights, which you see these red marks, this is a really high height. So there's a really strong ridge in the upper atmosphere. As I mentioned, around the periphery, maybe some thunderstorms that may be north of us. We just have to see how it pans out. But as it shifts around at any point in time, like here, at least on this model shown on Wednesday, maybe a cluster of storms getting close to us. Yeah, it could happen any day where cluster of storms could come through. They could bring strong gusty winds because there's a lot of energy in the atmosphere. And if cold rain falls into that atmosphere, it could mix in a lot of wind. So we'll have to see if that comes true. These types of patterns are the ones. I'm not calling for it in our back of the woods, so please don't know. That's not what I'm calling for. But these are the types of patterns that will bring derechos and what are called mesoconvective complexes around their periphery. You see this high is pretty far north. At one point it was down here, which would have really set us into what is called a northwest flow. If you ever hear that or see that on weather models, you look for severe weather. As of now, that northwest flow is into New England, so they're going to be the ones that need to watch, probably more than us. But clusters of storms could still form, and we got to watch that. We got to hope for it. But here it is pretty far to the south. Now we're more on the periphery, so we'll have to watch in the very long term, Friday into next weekend, around the 4th. But it looks really hot for the 4th, unfortunately. Temperatures approaching 100 degrees, so it's just going to be kind of miserable as far as temperatures go, and it's like the worst, the most hated type of weather we have. And then as we get further out here, if the high breaks down and the way the ridge goes, we'll have to see. Right now, it doesn't look like it really is on this extended forecast. So let's just see how bad that really is. I'm going to shift down to the anomalies here and then shift back up. So hopefully it stays here in focus. But yeah, so what does the long range look like? Well, in the short range here, we are kind of below normal overnight. And then we get to near or below normal through the weekend. So yeah, Friday into Saturday, not looking too bad. Into Sunday, we see it kind of leveling off, and then as we get into Sunday, into Monday, the heat really starts to pour on. And here we go with all this area getting into the heat. And now you're going to see anomalies really start to go up. I guess at night, maybe not too bad. And that high is trying to do its business, but by Wednesday, now that we're like 10, 15 degrees above normal, this time of year, that is 90s to near 100. So we'll have to see. This heat ridge doesn't really go anywhere. And look at that. That is brutal. You're talking about 12, 14 degrees above normal. This would be next Friday getting to 100 degrees or hotter. So I hope this isn't true, but we'll have to watch and see. And it doesn't really go anywhere. You can see, this is just it strengthening in. This is brutal down here, if this is true. 19 degrees above normal. Ho, ho, ho. That is awful. That would be well into the hundreds and just cooking with temperatures. So I hope that's not true. And yeah, we stay in this pattern. Daytime highs 13, 15, 17 above normal. This is upper 90s to 100. Just so, oh, look at that, 18, 17, 18. I said this is so far off in the future. Let's hope it's not true. But honestly, the pattern isn't breaking down really as I looked at it in that long term. So staying pretty much above normal and pretty brutal until maybe late in the period. We got to hope for a cooling trend, and maybe that this model is wrong. Although I think the European backs it up pretty strongly, just for that reality. Let me just show the European here as we go into the future. Same type of deal. I mean, the heat's coming no matter what we look at. And here comes the ridge in the central part of the country. This doesn't go out as far. It shows hot, but maybe not as brutal. But this is only through Wednesday. Sorry, you should go overnight. Extending the long range. Sorry, European runs a shorter scope. So yeah, here we are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10, 15 degrees above normal by next Friday. So Thursday, Friday. I just look brutal next week. And then next weekend, maybe the nighttime's cooling off with some showers and storms. That's why you're seeing those below normal at times. But look at this heat ridge just sticking around. Not quite as brutal on some of these as what the GFS was showing. Overall rain forecast, we'll just look at that really, really quickly here. We'll go to our neck of the woods. It's kind of off the screen. I apologize. I can't really see exactly where it's recording. But you know, up to an inch, maybe a little bit more. Originally, this was looking a lot wetter, so I hope it doesn't keep on drying up on the forecast maps. And of course, I mean, here we go with the heat over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Just looks hot. Precipitation kind of at or below normal, so maybe in the long range, kind of trending towards more of our normal. We'll have to see. And that's what I got. I hope that we have a okay pattern here.